What's up, guys? I'm going to start episode 2 of the iFunny reading. And so here we're going to start the real story, part 1, The Road to Coma. Chapter 1, Welcome to My World. But hey, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. We should probably go back to the beginning, or at least a beginning. So let's check out a typical day in my ordinary humdrum life in Long Beach, a suburb of New York City, back before my very strange appearance at the Coma Comedy Club. Here's me, just an average kid on an average day in my average house, as I open our average door and head off to an average, below average school. Zombies are everywhere. Well, that's what I see. You might call them ordinary people. To me, these scary people tumble down the sidewalks are the living dead. A pack of brain-numb freaks who crawl out of the ground every morning to shuffle off to work. They're waving at me, grunting, "Hello, Jamie." I wave and grunt back. So what streets do my freaky zombie friends like best? The dead ends, of course. Fortunately, my neighbors move extremely slowly, a lot of foot dragging and Frankenstein-style lurching. So I never really have to worry about them running me down to scoop out my brains like I'm their personal pudding cup. There's this one zombie I see almost every morning. He's usually dribbling his coffee and eating a donut. Do zombies eat donuts with their fingers, you might ask? No, they usually eat their fingers separately. The school crossing guard, she can stop traffic just by holding up her hand with her other hand. Are there really zombies on my way to school every morning? Of course there are, but only inside my head, only in my wild imagination. I guess you could say I try to see the funny side of any situation. You should try it sometime. It makes life a whole lot more interesting. So how did I end up here in this zombified suburb not too far from New York City? Well, that, my friends, is a very interesting story. Chapter 2, A Stranger in an Even Stranger Land. I moved to Long Beach on Long Island only a couple months ago from a small town out in the country. I guess you could say I'm a hick straight from the sticks. To make my long story a little shorter, Long Beach isn't my home, and I don't think it ever will be. Have you ever felt like you don't fit in? That you don't belong where you are, but you're sort of stuck there? Well, that's exactly how I feel each and every day since I moved to Long Beach. Moving to a brand new town also means I have to face a brand new bunch of kids and bullies at my brand new school. Now, like all the other schools I've ever attended, the hallways of Long Beach Middle School are plastered with all sorts of no bullying posters. There's only one problem. Bullies, it turns out, don't read too much. I guess reading really isn't a job requirement in the high-paying fields of name-calling, nose-punching, and atomic wedgie yanking. You want to know the secret to not getting beat up at school? Well, I don't really have scientific proof or anything, but in my experience, comedy works. Most of the time, anyway. That's right. Never underestimate the good power of a good laugh. It can stop some of those fiercest middle school monsters. For instance, if you hit your local bully with a pretty good joke, he or she might be too busy laughing to hit your back. It's true. Punchlines can actually beat punches. Punchlines can actually beat punches because it's pretty hard for a bully to give you a triple nipple cripple if he's doubled over, holding his sides and laughing his head off. So every morning, before heading off to school, just make sure you pack some pretty good jokes along with your lunch. For instance, you could distract your bully with a one-liner from one of my all-time favorite stand-up comics, Stephen Wright. Do you think that when they asked George Washington for ID, he just whipped out a quarter? If that doesn't work, go listen to Surefire Homer Simpson. Operator, give me the number for 911. All I'm saying is that laughing is healthy, a lot healthier than getting socked in the stomach, especially if you had a big breakfast. That was chapter 1 and 2, and that will be it. I will see you guys in the next episode.